Namaste. Welcome to the next talk in this series from Heart to Heart Volume 2, which are the talks and questions and answers from the proceedings of the seminars of Sahaj Marg held during September-October 1987 at France, Madagascar, Switzerland by Pujya Shri Chariji Maharaj. Let us begin the second talk, Helping Means Changing, on September 1st, 1987. We have spoken about this, 100 times maybe. So far, there are several points we have to bear in mind. The first is, how much can we do to help others? Perhaps we can help one person, 2 persons, 100 persons, no more. I have always felt that it is a part of human arrogance to think we can help anybody else. So that's the first point, that human beings, when they think they can help others, it is a sort of arrogance. The second thing is, do we have the capacity? We have seen that even the man with the most capacity can help. Perhaps if you can help one, he can help 100 people. The third question is of the sanskara of the people who are suffering or enjoying, whatever it may be. Their lives are dependent on their sanskaras. So, how can you interfere with or change their lives? All that you can do is to feed a hungry man or give a bit of cloth to a naked person. And then to think we have helped them is, as I repeat again, arrogance. According to my master, helping means changing. Feeding a hungry man is not really helping him, it's just feeding him. It only shows you have more than you need, and therefore you are giving him something from what you have. You can call it adjustment of energy, higher levels flowing to lower levels. That is why education is supposed to be better than just feeding people, because there you make them more capable of helping themselves. That is a higher level of help than just feeding them or clothing them, but yet it does not interfere with the sanskaras. Therefore, we find educated people suffering. We find educated people to be vicious, educated people happy, educated people as criminals, educated people suffering from drugs, suffering in jails, and today from MDS also. So, what is education worth? There is no penetrating or deeper change in the people educated, and today's human beings are a glaring example of this inability of education to really do anything for human beings. We only produce educated monsters. Then along comes spirituality, and there comes the first possibility of changing people and thus helping them, especially under Sahaj Marg. Because at one stroke, you remove or clean his sanskaras, giving a new direction to his life, and by transmission, we gave them something positive. So that is why all this, as a hobby, we can study system of education, Eastern, Oriental, Western, different systems of education. But it's all fruitless. It is cosmetic. Whether you use cosmetics of one manufacturer or of another manufacturer, you are only changing your face superficially. I don't know how many of you have observed the faces of your brothers and sisters around you. When there is a real inner change, there is a new beauty in their face. Whether it is a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. From where does this beauty come? That was the beauty of Babuji Maharaj, my master. He had a beard, he had false teeth, he had a bald head. He was 73 years old when you all saw him in 1972. But males, females, young, old, we all fell in love with him. That was the real beauty which came from inner change, not by applying cosmetics on the face or brushing his beard. That is what he does for us too. By bringing about inner change, he brings about external change. So the one who can really help is spiritual master. All the rest, they are just like taking a Michelangelo painting and taking a little brush and painting a small line there and saying, I contributed to his work. There is a disruption in the text. we can introduce a cause, the effect of which we may never see. Now, it is a well-known theory in homeopathy that the deeper the penetration of a remedy, the longer it takes to manifest ill action. Actually, when you have a fever or something, it is easy to give a medicine and cure a person immediately. Acute diseases are easily cured and you see the cure in front of your eyes. But when you have a patient with a chronic disease like a chronic skin problem, chronic lung problem, things like that, the remedy has to sometimes take years to take effect. And only the surest knowledge that this must work will give us the patience to wait for the result. In homeopathy, that faith comes from the knowledge of the medicine that we are giving and the disease that we are treating. In spirituality, that faith comes because of the faith in the Master. Now, our preceptors are working all over the world. They are doing the cleaning, they are giving transmission. On what basis of faith do they work? Not on knowledge of cleaning, because you don't know how you are cleaning or what you are cleaning. You don't see the rubbish that you take out and put in your garbage vessel. Nor do they work because of the faith in transmission, because that is another thing we never see. So, what is the faith with which they work? The faith in the Master, supported by the faith that they are able to get additionally by seeing the result of their own work. The result of their work only strengthens their faith in the Master. And this is a very important point to remember, because they cannot see the instruments with which they are working. They cannot study the process even at the highest level. Therefore, if there is a result, it is still the Master's. Therefore, the faith is not a dual faith, that 80% is in Master, 20% in myself. The faith in the Master goes on increasing day by day, and as our faith increases, our willpower in our work increases, because there is no doubt now, and therefore our results are more, and I should say until you come to a level where there is no difference between your work and the Master's work. Another important point comes here. Even then, it is the Master who is working, not you. So, then comes this great humility that whatever help has to be given, the Master gives. Maybe through me, maybe through somebody else, you see. So, we surrender this very human idea of wanting to help others to the Master for 2 or 3 very, very, very important reasons. I can do nothing compared to what he can do. Even if I can help, I may help 1 or 2. He can help the whole world, the whole universe. I can help only a living person today. He can help even a dead person. So for these 3 very important reasons, vital reasons, we surrender our longing, our heartbreak for our suffering human beings to him and say, you do it. But I remind our friend, we are still doing a lot ourselves too by working under his instructions. Now our work is in 2 fields. One, as preceptors, we are doing the work on the basis, not serving the basis, but serving the Master. The second is, we do our own meditation and progressively upgrade our own inner capacity, inner purity, inner strength, and so become better and better instruments in the hands of the Master, until if we are devoted and faithful and he blesses us, we become like him. That is, we have masterly capacities without being masters. Now comes the big benefit to human beings, that by surrendering our merely human limited capacity and the ability for working on other people and permitting him to help humanity, serving only him and trying to build ourselves into what he wants, a stage comes where the Master has produced 1,000,000 masters like himself, who can each help millions of people, billions of people. So, has the world not benefited? Has humanity not benefited? Can it have benefited better than this? So, Sahaj Marg is a school which produces not only saints and spiritual persons, but its aim is to produce masters to people this universe. And when that goal, that aim of the master is realized, there should be no misery, no pain. Where can there be grossness with 1,000,000 masters like that in the world? So we now come to the fourth level of service, not merely the spiritual service as the highest, the spiritual service of the master at the highest levels, the spiritual level at the highest level of the master himself. In fact, I may be very bold and state that this universe, instead of being governed by one God, will be governed by millions of gods. I think it is something worth waiting for and working for. Thank you. Here we end the second talk. In the next talk, we will cover the topic Astrology, New Abhyasis.